Hello YouTube, this is going to be a short review of my new lightsaber replica by Ultrasabers. This one is the Prophecy V3 and it comes with sound. This is the first one I've purchased that comes with sound. I also have two stunt ones over there, so they don't have a soundboard in them. But this one has, and it actually has the newer Obsidian V4 soundboard that comes with multiple sound fonts already preloaded, and in addition you can fully customize those sound fonts and those sound banks just by plugging this onto your PC or Mac. I've actually already played around with the feature a little bit, and I've decreased the number of sound fonts the Saber has, and I've made the banks a little bigger so that I can easily add bigger custom sound fonts that you can download from the internet onto this Saber. Now I've chosen my Prophecy V3 to come with a Guardian Blue LED, which is the darkest blue color Ultrasabers is offering. And it also has a silver flash on clash feature, which basically flashes up an additional white LED inside the hilt whenever the Saber detects a clash, or when you play the blade lock feature that I'm going to show you guys later on. Now, a couple of points to note at this stage are that this is not exactly the standard Prophecy V3. I've chosen some modifications on it, and I've already done a little bit of ghetto customization on it myself. So the first one, or the first modification this has, is this pommel right here. It's not the original Prophecy pommel, but it's actually the pommel from the Ultrasabers Catalyst Saber. So I chose to swap the original Prophecy pommel to this Catalyst pommel because this Catalyst pommel is significantly longer, and this is a fairly short saber to my liking. And I thought that adding a longer pommel would help with my two-handed grip. And it also looks very nice on this particular saber. I don't think you could tell that this piece doesn't really belong to this hilt. Now the other modification this particular saber has is this switch right here. I ordered this with the standard black guarded switch that Ultrasabers offers, and I kind of wish that I would have ordered a silver AV switch. The AV switches are different in that they sit flush on the saber, and that you can have them also in full silver, or if you pay a little extra you can have them with an accent LED of any color embedded on the switch as well. But this is the standard one, and I thought that with this all silver hilt it just looked kind of odd, the all black switch, and I chose to add a little bit of silver tape around it and onto the button as well. I might actually paint it silver at some point, but for the time being, this will do. Now, to accent the black of the switch that's still left, I added a rubber O-ring between the pommel and the body, just to give it a hint of black color on this end as well. This saber with the catalyst pommel comes into about 30 centimeters in length, just a tad short, which would be about 12 inches, maybe a little less. It also comes with a CoverTech wheel already pre-installed. You don't have to pay extra for this CoverTech wheel when you order the Prophecy V3. With many of the sabers you do, but it comes standard with the Prophecy. And it's basically a knob that locks onto a specific CoverTech belt clip, and you can hang your saber from your belt with this system. On the other side of the emitter, or the blade holder, there are two decorative golden screws or greeblies, and underneath these two greeblies are the blade retention screws. This model comes with two blade retention screws, so you can really secure your blade in there. I currently have an Ultrasabers blade plug installed in it. The blade plug prevents you from blinding yourself if you don't have your blade on, because looking directly at the LED would definitely not be advisable. But with this blade plug, you can do so. Now let's just fire this bad boy up and see what it looks like. Now this is the standard Obsidian sound fonts. That's sort of the default setting on this saber. I've actually added one more blade lock sound to this font, but otherwise it's the standard Ultrasabers sound font, and also the one that you get with the Obsidian Light soundboard that's not customizable, and with the Obsidian V3 that only has one sound bank that you can customize, but you can only hold one sound at a time. The sound comes through the pommel. The speaker is located at the bottom of the hilt, and the pommel is vented for the sound. Now this is the blade lock feature that I mentioned about. When I press the switch just quickly when the saber is on, the LEDs flicker. Now these are the swinging sounds. and whenever it detects a clash, it will play the clash sounds and it will flicker the LEDs. Like so. And when you turn the saber off, it will play a power off sound. And you do this by holding the activation switch for a couple of seconds. And you can play with the impact and swinging detection settings on the Obsidian launcher. That's the program you use if you want to do modifications on the settings of the saber on your computer. Now let's get a blade in this thing. I have already loosened these decorative greeblies a little bit. To reveal the actual blade retention screws. Now, when you order the saber, you have an option to buy the Allen wrench for these blade retention screws for $1, or you can just get one from your local hardware store. Now the blade retention screws have been loosened, and out comes the blade plug. You can see the little dimples that the blade retention screws make when you tighten this thing. Now I have two different sized blades for this thing, and this one is the standard 36-inch blade, and this one is a little bit shorter, a 32-inch blade. Now with the added length of this pommel, I really like using the standard one, the 36-inch blade with this particular saber. And to get this blade in, I just slide it in like so, and then I would tighten the blade retention screws and put the greeblies back on. Now you actually don't have to take the greeblies all the way off. You can get away with it just loosening them. Okay, we have the blade on now, and when I try to turn my saber on and activate the flash on clash, it suddenly turned off. Now that's a dead giveaway. It seems that the batteries are almost empty and you need to recharge them. Now this particular saber works with two 14500 lithium ion batteries, and these are 3.7 volt batteries. So although they do look like a normal AA's that have either 1.2 volts or 1.5 volts, depending on whether they are rechargeable or not, these have much higher voltage. So remember that if you're buying, let's say, extra set of batteries. And you also need a proper charger to charge lithium ions, because if not handled properly, they can explode, I've been told. Okay. Now, to get to the batteries, you need to unscrew the pommel. Pretty straightforward. And underneath the pommel, you will see the speaker. This sits inside the hilt actually. I've tapped it out a little bit. And if you now pull from the speaker, you will get access to the battery holder. And on top of that sits the soundboard. Now here's the USB port that you would use when customizing the settings on your Saber through your computer. Now when I put these on, and they are both on properly, the Saber will make a little sound just to sort of let you know that okay, the thing is ready to fire up. Like so. And then I'll just tuck everything back inside the hilt. Press from the edges. Take the pommel and screw it back on. Very straightforward. Now, let's turn on the Saber with the blade on. Remember, this is the 36-inch blade. Now, unfortunately, these Saber colors, they do not pick up on camera that well. The camera tends to wash the color out, so it doesn't look as deep as it is, and it also seems a little bit brighter in the center, at least in the center of the blade. But this is a fully illuminated blade. On camera it does seem that it would be a little bit dimmer around the center part, and then brighter around the base and near the tip. And now that's of course because the LEDs sit in here, and because there's a little mirror on the underside of the blade tip. And the blade tip actually isn't that well illuminated, at least from up close. But still, all in all, the blade looks amazing. And I really can't see the brightness difference along the blade in person that you guys can see on camera. Okay, let me just pick this up. Flash on flash and the blade lock. Now, to change the sound fonts, you first have to power off the saber, and then when you power it on again, you keep holding the activation switch, like so. And that's the tag sound or the boot sound for the default Obsidian font. Now if I press and click, it will change to another sound font. Now this is a custom Vader sound that I've downloaded from the internet. I think it was Lord Vane's Vader sound font. Let's just cycle through the others.
You refer to the prophecy of the one who will bring balance to the Force. You believe it's this boy?
This was the Old Republic Jedi, I think, by a ninja.
Always go for the quick and silent kill.
And this is my own mute mode. And I took the boot sound from, or it was another option for the Old Republic Jedi sound font, so I took it from there. I think it was pretty appropriate for a muted mode.
Violence, suffering, death, Selvacore feeds on the fallen.
Now this one was a custom font I sort of mixed and matched. And the boot sound is also from the Old Republic font pack. Back to Obsidian. Vader, let's choose Vader. To choose the sound font, I have to scroll to it, and after the boot up sound, just press and hold.
Confirmed.
And this one is a funny one. It actually has the Vader breathing overlapped with the basic hum of the saber.
Don't make me destroy you.
And I've actually added a couple of one-liners onto the class sounds.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker. You are not a Jedi yet.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's it in a nutshell. The grip is very comfortable, I think. Both one-handed and two-handed. The CoverTech knob tends to get in the way a little bit, but you just need to find the proper way to hold the saber that fits your hands. All right. I think that's about it about my Ultrasabers V3 Prophecy with Obsidian V4 sound and a Catalyst pommel. Now I do apologize if I was dawdling a lot and speaking slowly. My native tongue is not English, it's Finnish. And this was also the first ever YouTube video that I'm recording, so I'll hope you'll forgive me that. Okay, that's it folks. Take care.